Alright, this is John Cole with OKRaw.com. Today we have another exciting episode for it, and what we're going to do today is talk about one of my all-time favorite beverages. No, for those of you guys that are long-term viewers, it's not coconut water, which is one of my top, probably my favorite, long-term favorite beverages, but this is probably second from the top. It's another nutritious drink that you can have that's basically nature's filtered water with lots of added nutrition. And what we're going to talk about today is sugarcane juice. So we got some freshly prepared sugarcane here that's all ready to go through my juicer. And what I want to do in this episode is share with you some information about sugarcane, about juicing sugarcane, about selecting sugarcane, and basically everything you need to know about juicing this wonderful, not a fruit, not a vegetable, but yes, a grass. And I am a grass muncher. Anyways, I have another cool episode on juicing sugarcane with my friend Chris over on Big Island. So I'll put a link down below for that video. That was a really fun video that I did, impromptu. This one's a bit more contrived and, it can be more informational for you guys. In any case, let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing I would say is, as someone who eats a raw plant-based diet, I want to always encourage you guys to eat more fruits and vegetables. I don't care if you go all raw or part raw, but I definitely want to have you guys include some of the different things I show on my YouTube show here. I make the majority of my food out of fruits and vegetables, and of course the grasses today. And I would encourage you, even if you don't want to do it all, life is not about all or nothing. You have to be all raw food or all McDonald's, right? I don't care if you guys have McDonald's once a month, right? But every other day I want you guys to be eating nutrient-dense fruits and vegetables, and grasses are one of them. And that's why I make these videos for you guys, so that you guys can improve your life by including more fruits and vegetables and get you excited about some of them, because I'm telling you, I'm excited about all the fruits and vegetables, and especially the day I get to have some sugarcane juice is a good day at that. In any case, let's go ahead and talk a bit about the sugarcane. First, I want to show you guys how to select the sugarcane. If you do live in a tropical climate such as South Florida, Hawaii, I would encourage you guys actually to grow your own sugarcane if you have land. It'll grow well there. Now, if you live in some place like Sacramento, the Bay Area, where you have a nice long season, right, you can also grow sugarcane. So I'm growing sugarcane in Northern California and Southern Nevada, and it's growing quite well. And you want to, start them out early as you possibly can. I started mine in a greenhouse, then plant them out, when you would plant your tomatoes after the last danger of frost has passed. And then you're going to harvest it, before it freezes once again, because once it freezes, your plants are kaput. You're going to harvest your stalks, and then also you're going to, save some stalks to replant. And then keep those going inside in your greenhouse for the next planting season. Now that can be a little bit difficult and tough, especially to grow a large volume of sugarcane that way. So move to the tropics is a better idea, and if you have a place in the tropics, like if you live in South Florida, Hawaii, maybe in South Texas, Brownville, or Puerto Rico, someplace like that, or even South America, Central America, you got land, go ahead and do yourself a favor, plant a big patch of sugarcane. It'll take care of itself, it'll grow on its own, and then you're going to want to invest in a good sugarcane juicer, because it can be a beverage that can sustain you every day throughout the year in the tropics, because it grows year-round in the tropics, not like the temperate climates where we get frost and the sugarcane cannot make it. Oh, another thing you can juice in the sugarcane juicer that you can grow probably a bit better in temperate climates that I've been experimented with is sweet sorghum. So there's sweet sorghum varieties that can also be juiced that are also grown for its sweet sap. Now I don't know how it tastes yet, but one of these days I'm going to grow it and I'm going to find out real soon. So if you're not able to get the sugarcane locally or grow it yourself, then you're going to have to be dependent on stores to purchase it. And unfortunately, most of the sugarcane that's sold in the United States for common people that are going to supermarkets and all this stuff is basically from a few states. Texas is a big grower down there, Florida, California. And in general, it's a seasonal crop because it's planted, in the spring, harvested in the fall before the last freeze. So then you're going to be able to find it around this time of year, October, November, December, as long as it lasts until it's sold out completely. Now when you go to the store, most stores will not sell it. Some stores may sell it in little packs. You ask them, hey, do you have sugarcane? They'll sell you these little packs. If you have a sugarcane juicer, don't mess with the stupid packages. Now if you don't have a sugarcane juicer, yes, buy the packages because they come pre-cut, pre-sliced. The husk's already taken off, so you can actually just put the pieces in your mouth and chew on it, you know, instead of chewing gum, which is a much better alternative than chewing gum. And you could squeeze out, use your teeth as a juicer to squeeze out the delicious, nutritious juice and then spit out all the pulp. Now if you get a juicer, you're only going to want to mess with the long canes or the stalks. So let me show you guys two examples here. When you're at the store, you're going to have the opportunity to select out pieces of cane. And of course, I don't have to tell you guys, you know, if they're selling it by the each, which is how they usually sell cane. I've seen cane sell for retail $1.99 on up to like $2.99, $3.49 per stick. And when selecting it, you want to select the largest one that looks healthy, right? These guys are actually pretty good canes here, but I want to show you some indicators of it getting old. Number one is right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's starting to kind of discolor and kind of get like wrinkles, basically like wrinkles, horizontal wrinkles in there. That's a sign that the cane's getting old, maybe not the best stock to pick, you know, but you got to do the best you can. If we go down further on the cane, you know, then it looks pretty good. And I want to let you guys know that cane will automatically have some of this white funky powder on it, which is the plant produces naturally, although I'm not sure exactly what they spray on cane. This cane is actually not organic. I haven't seen organic cane in the continental United States. Distributed through just, you know, mainland wholesale outlets and retail outlets. So when you go to pick cane, I always want to recommend you guys get the thickest cane or the biggest, fattest girth as possible. This has a fat girth, and generally the fatter girth is going to be more mature and also going to be sweeter and definitely tastes a lot better. You'll also have the selection between, sometimes between green and purple varieties. In general, I recommend buying the purple variety if you can. That variety is generally sweeter than the green, and that's the one I like more. They only had the green one available, you know, in nice long stalks for me at the wholesale produce terminal. I'll go ahead and put a link down below the video, this video, where you guys can see my latest produce haul and how I scored this and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So here's another stalk here, and it's a lot fresher, so it's not as wrinkled here up top, and it's a lot thinner diameter. If I could show you guys that diameter there. Whoa, these guys are long. And it's a lot thinner diameter, but it's significantly taller. So, you know, I mean, that's kind of like, who weighs more, a tall guy that's skinny or a short person that's a bit overweight, right? So you just got to figure it out. You know, basically, you want to go by weight when selecting them out, because the one that weighs more is going to have more juice, right? And although the fatter one may be sweeter, you know, I'm going to go with one that has more weight so that I get more juice, because the juice is what I'm after when buying the sugarcane. So those are some selection tips. You also want to take a look and make sure that there's no cracks in the sugarcane when you're buying it. That can be a sign of damage, and when it gets cracked, then it could oxidize quickly and not be good. Also bugs and mold and whatnot could get in there. Also, you want to take a look at the cut ends. I can easily show you the cut ends on these guys. Oops, there's a cut end right there, starting to turn black. And don't be alarmed if the cut end is black or moldy or some kind of a little bit funky, because what you're going to do is you're just going to take a meat cleaver like this, and you're just going to basically chop off a little bit above the cut marks, and then to reveal, you know, fine sugarcane that's not damaged or anything. Now, if you do have softer hands, you want to be careful when handling the cane. You can get what's called cane splinters or cane cuts. The grass can be quite sharp, so pay attention to that. So once you buy the cane and you get it home and you're ready to juice it, you know, you're going to want to prepare it properly. The storage on the cane, let me go ahead and cover this real quick. The storage on the cane should store pretty much out of the fridge in a cool, dry place for easily a week, you know, because I mean, this stuff's meant to be living outside. It can even last a couple more weeks depending on, you know, the stage at when you got it. If you got super fresh cane that's not starting to wrinkle up, it could be good 2 weeks. If you do want it to preserve it more, you can prepare it, wash it, cut it up in stalks, and then put it in the fridge. And when you cut it into little smaller pieces, I always encourage you guys to cut it in the largest pieces so you have the minimal amount of end cuts. The end cuts is where dehydration will happen and you will lose the juice, and also you'll probably have to recut the ends if they get kind of funky before juicing it. So let's talk about preparation now of your sugarcane for juicing. Well, you can take the sugarcane from the fields or from the store and run it through your juicer just like this. I do not recommend that. You know, I've visited many roadside stands in foreign countries buying sugarcane juice, and some of them wipe it down, some of them just put it through and it looks kind of funky. And I would always encourage you guys to support vendors and request that they wash their cane properly, because if the cane is not washed, they don't have proper sanitation in their sugarcane juicer, right? You guys could get sick, you know. I mean, sugarcane and doesn't have any weird plant diseases, but if it gets contaminated with E. coli or some other things, that's definitely not a good thing. So proper sanitation, cleaning your machine after each use, and cleaning the cane properly, also real important. So let's get into cleaning the cane. Number one, you're going to see these basically these blades of the grass coming off, and these are dried, so you're going to want to peel off all these guys all the way up. And I got a cane splinter in my finger, and so it looks like on this piece there's no other pieces aside from here at the top here. So we're going to go ahead and peel this guy off here. And we get all this stuff off, and when we peel this off, it's revealing basically, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's flaking off some white powder, and this is completely normal. Now the next thing we want to do is up at the top here, the cane gets kind of thin, right? This is nice and hard and firm, and as it gets up to the top, it gets softer. So while you can juice that, most of the time this gets jacked up and messed up. And also the soft cane up at top doesn't have a good sweet juice actually, because it's still not quite as sweet. So basically what I like to do is at this point, I like to basically break it off, and usually to break off the cane, it's best to break it off the little segment areas. So you go there, and as you guys can see, this just snaps off, and this is basically now going to go in my compost pile. We now have a nice long cane here ready to basically clean up so that we can put it through the juicer. Now the next step is to wipe it down. So many people may just wipe it down with like a nice hot rag with some soap or whatnot. I like to use, just to be sure, because you know this cane has been on the ground, you know, sitting in places after it's been harvested in stacks in the store, wherever it's been, the wholesale produce terminal. So I like to use this stuff. It's the Fit fruit and vegetable wash, and it's organic, and yeah, it has an organic symbol. So if I spray this on any conventional fruit, Shazam! It's now organic. Just kidding. This is certified organic, so it can be used in organic production. So some of your organic vegetables may even be washed with something like this and still remain organic. So anyways, I spray this Fit stuff on the whole cane, and then I take a nice damp rag, and then I basically go like this. It's like another action I'm quite familiar with. And you want to squeeze, and you know, you want to squeeze as you're basically wiping down the cane all the way down. And then I'll kind of turn it and squeeze and rub my cane, baby. Alright, so yeah, it's very important to get your cane clean. You know, I have seen dirt on here and other things, and we want to get all that stuff off, because that's not cool if you're drinking dirt and whatnot. And plus I want you guys to get the full benefits of the cane without anything else. Alright, so we're pretty much done wiping that guy down. The next step is I like to take a dry rag, we'll call him Dryington, hey Dryington, that's my grandma used to call him, and then we'll just basically dry this cane off, get any particulate, any things out. Also, we're kind of like cleaning off some of the little joints here, and get some extra fibers off if there are any. Alright, so there it is. We got now clean, fresh prepared cane ready to juice up. So as you guys can see, I have this a really heavy duty commercial model cane juicer, and I know some of you guys out there might not ever get a commercial heavy duty cane juicer like I do. I mean, I am a juicer fanatic. I love juicers, I collect juicers, and it's one of my hobbies actually. So I had to pick this one up when I saw a really good deal on it. In general, cane juicers can run in excess of $1,000. So unless you're fanatical about cane juice, you probably won't spend that much money on a sugarcane juicer unless you want to start a business, which I do encourage you guys to do no matter where you live. You can get a constant supply of cane, whether that means you're growing it yourself, you're buying it from a farmer. Invest in a sugarcane juicer. Set up a shop, you know, somewhere at a local store where there's a lot of foot traffic, you know, at a farmer's market on the weekends, and sell cane juice. You know, people love cane juice, especially if you flavor it up, like I'll show you guys in a little bit. And I mean, you could like these cane stocks, right? Wholesale, they cost me between $1 or $1.50. I got the tall ones for $1, which is a better deal than the shorter, fatter ones, which actually aren't as sweet, for $1.50, and they don't produce as much juice. And so $1 can turn into about, you know, depending on the thickness of the cane, about 26 to 32 ounces of juice. And then, you know, that's $1, $1.50, and then you basically sell like half that amount plus some ice in a 16-ounce cup for like $5. So now you've turned $1 or $1.50, you know, into like $5, and all you have to do is invest in the juicer, and you know the juicer will literally pay for itself after selling 100 cups of juice, and then you guys are making profit, you know. And I think there should be more sugarcane juice vendors all over the United States. Absolutely. If you're looking for a constant source of commercial sugarcane that you could get year-round, because normally this is not available, you can call up the produce distributor Cisco. I believe they may have some. Alright, so onto the juicers here. So the juicers, yes, they can be quite expensive, and you do need a dedicated juicer to juice sugarcane properly. Standard juicers will not juice sugarcane. There are random videos on YouTube showing how, and I've tried to even do it in the past with some of my juicers. It just doesn't work optimally, and aside from being a little fun experiment, you're not going to be able to juice any significant quantity of sugarcane with a standard fruit and vegetable juicer, and I recommend you do not try it, because you will probably break your juicer and it will not be covered under warranty, because juicing sugarcane is not, you know, something that you're supposed to do with standard fruit and vegetable juicers. That being said, let's talk about some juicers that you can juice sugarcane with for an affordable price. So this is a commercial sugarcane juicer made in the USA. Originally cost over $1,000 retail. This was used in a restaurant for many years until actually they upgraded, got a better model that was easier to clean. So they put this on Craigslist. You know, I saw on Craigslist one day, sugarcane juicer, $1,000 or best offer. I'm thinking, man, John, you've always wanted a sugarcane juicer, but man, $1,000, that's just too much money. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lowball them. I'm gonna send them an offer of like $600, which is basically 40% off. So I said, I'll give you $600 cash for that juicer. And they wrote me back and they took it. So I went down there, picked this guy up, and this guy, this is solid stainless steel, man, made in the USA. They don't make them like this anymore. And you know, about 100 pounds, carried it out and got it. And I've been never happier when I'm able to use it, although I'm not able to use it year round. Let's go ahead and take this apart and show you guys basically what we're looking at inside here, and how sugarcane juicers work are with rollers. There's these hard stainless steel rollers coupled with a really hard powered, high horsepower, high torque motor that turns these rollers. And there's 3 stainless steel rollers in here. So if you do buy a sugarcane juicer, I do recommend you guys get one with 3 rollers instead of 2. It's going to work much better. This is an electric version, but don't fret, you can get a hand crank version, some of which you can actually hook up an electric motor to later, you know, brand new for about $350, you know, if you get it online, shipped to you from like China. Now, those are made in China. I have no idea about the quality, although I know some people that use them. If you do want to buy one from America, people import those guys. They buy for about $300. They sell them for about $500, $600. And you could try one of those guys. And so that's one cheap option for you guys if you're halfway serious. And then if you just want to play around, and I haven't tested these yet, but they also have 2-wheel brass sugarcane juicers on eBay for about $100, which I'm a little bit weary on. Like, I would say if you guys are serious about juicing sugarcane, get one of those ones for like $350 on AliExpress.com, and you know, find one with free shipping, about $330 or so. That'll probably be your best bet for a low-cost sugarcane juicer. And at least some feedback below. Let me know how it works if you end up getting one, because I haven't tested it. I just got a really good commercial one for $600. Now, if you do get and are serious about getting a commercial sugarcane juicer like I have, you know, I want to encourage you guys to do your research properly. You know, I have friends that have bought sugarcane juicers, like commercial juicers supposedly from China, you know, that are made in China, about $600, $700. and before you even got juicing sugarcane, it broke and it didn't work because the quality was just not there. So, you know, especially if you're going to have a business and be, you know, reliant on your machine to make an income, you can't be getting a cheap juicer that's going to be breaking down on you and failing. And especially made over in China, the parts may be hard to find and not have a good warranty. So, you know, be prudent about investing in a good solid machine. Like, I'm highly confident this machine will probably never break with the light use I use, and even if I used to use it commercially, this thing is built like a Sherman tank, man. So anyways, how this guys works is you basically take the cane, you put it in these rollers here, and these rollers literally just crush and squeeze out all the nutritious goodness, all the juice out of the sugar cane. All that stuff drops onto this little tray here, which then funnels it out this little area to a pitcher that I'll have, and I mean, that's pretty much it. So to sum up, juicing sugarcane, don't mess with your fruit and vegetable juicers. You know, instead use your teeth. And if you do want to get a juicer, minimum I would recommend a 3-wheel juicer. The minimum one to get is a hand crank from China, about $330. And otherwise, you know, invest in a good quality serious one. Sometimes you may be able to find them on Craigslist or eBay for less expensive. Alright, so I guess with that, let's go ahead and put my sugarcane juicer together, and let's get started juicing some my cane. Alright, so now I'm all set up, ready to juice my cane. As you guys can see, you guys are looking at the side shot of the juicer. This is solid stainless steel. And I did that so you guys could see the cane going in and then the cane coming out the backside. So this juicer is nice. It actually has a reverse off and forward switch as well as a master on and off switch. Now this machine will not come on unless it's properly assembled, because they don't want you sticking your fingers in there. And if you are buying a cane juicer, especially one that is, you know, operated with electricity, you want to make sure you got some safeties in place, because, you know, those rollers are meant to crush cane. They will easily crush bones, crush fingers, and that would not be good. So you want to make sure you're all safe when juicing your cane. I guess the next thing I want to mention is that while we could just use a standard pitcher to collect our cane juice, I want to recommend against that because basically the cane juicer is kind of a crude juicer, right? There's no filter or screen on this one. Some of them may have filters and screens, which I recommend, you know, getting one with one. But if it doesn't, don't be alarmed. You can just get a standard strainer here, a standard sieve, and this is a nice small fine hole sieve, because you will get small particles of fine cane fiber in your juice if you don't have a fine particle screen. So we're just going to go ahead and put that on here, and now we're all ready to juice. First step, turn the cane juicer on, nice and quiet. Now you'll notice that this is a low RPM juicer. This is literally a slow juicer, a cold press juicer, because no heat is being applied. Basically what you do is you're going to take the cane, and when you stick the cane in, there's always going to be two ends of the cane, right? The thin end and the thick end. Very important to put the thin end first into the cane juicer. So stick that in. We're just basically going to feed that in, kind of push it coming in, and check it out. You guys can see it coming on the way out here, nice and crushed. You know, full and thick. As you guys can see, the juice is coming out there. Comes out this side. We're going to go ahead and take this guy. And now, while you could just discard this, and if you have fields of cane, I always recommend drinking the first pressing only. It's definitely the sweetest, but I don't have fields of cane, and cane is hard to come by in these parts. So I'm going to make the most of my cane and rejuice once it comes out. So what I like to do is I like to probably about find the halfway end point, and we're just going to go ahead and fold this on top of each other and make it thick. You can rejuice a single stock, but it's not going to press out as effectively, so you need to double it over upon itself, so it's going to get more efficient. Stick that guy in there and check it out. We're seeing more cane juice coming out. Now, you could sit here and do this another 10 times, but you know, 10 times, at a certain point, there's going to be a point of diminishing returns. In general, I like to fold it over like one more time here, because I mean, this stuff is getting pretty dry right now. We'll fold it one time again, and we're just going to go ahead and stick that guy in there. It's going to squeeze out a little more juice. And you know, if I want to do it one more time, I could just take it, instead of folding in half again, I'll fold it in half the long way, like you're making a sandwich. And that may get me just a little bit more additional delicious cane juice out. Alright, yeah man, like, not much more juice for a lot of work, and it created a lot of foam. After that point, your cane that was previously full and a nice large water-rich stock now reduced to rubble or some fiber, which is really good to feed your compost pile. Let's go ahead and juice another piece of cane here. Once again, the thin end side going in, back it on up, push it right in there. Now this can take a little bit of strength to push it in, but once you get it started, all you gotta do is just feed it in, and it's gonna feed in fine. And check it out, coming out on the back side, fully squeezed. I mean, check out that flow of juice, man. We really got a nice flow of juice coming out. Once we got this piece, once again, we're gonna take this and bend it in half approximately. And we're gonna go ahead and get some more juice out. Alright, second time through. Got a lot more juice out. Now third time through, we're going to go ahead and fold it up over on itself this direction. And after this time, I think we're pretty much good. I mean, every subsequent time it goes through, I mean, it's literally just breaking up this stuff into fibers and fibers. And it's going to make more of a mess out of the stuff here. Alright. Looks like we almost got a full little pitcher of the sugarcane juice. Let's go ahead and turn this guy off now, and let's talk about this freshly made sugarcane juice. Alright, so let's go ahead and check this stuff out here. We got our fresh sugarcane juice. Now if you notice, check out the color on this thing right here. Look at that. That's actually green juice right there. Rich and delicious green juice. I mean, sugarcane is a grass, right? Not a vegetable, it's a grass. And yeah, I mean, rich in chlorophyll. Let's go ahead and try this. Mmm, delicious. Now I know you guys might be thinking, John, how could you be drinking sugarcane juice, man? That's like drinking sugar water. Well, so for those of you guys that are thinking this, let me go ahead and do a really quick comparison for you guys. Here's my delicious, fresh pressed sugarcane juice, right? Made fresh. You guys saw the whole process. Let's go ahead and take a little cup here, right? We got a cup here. Let's go ahead and take some raw brown sugar, right? This is raw brown sugar. It's not just brown sugar, it's raw brown sugar, right? Let's go ahead and pour some sugar in there, right? And let's go ahead and add some water. And now we'll take a bit of sugarcane. We'll stir this guy up. So as you guys can see, this is brown, the water is fairly clear, and if you guys look at the one next door, I mean, this is nice and dark and green, and this is only brown because it's brown sugar, has a little bit more nutrition in it than the white sugar, which would be pretty much clear white, right? There's a big difference between this sugar water here that you might be thinking, John, that's sugar water, right? And this sugar water here. I mean, it's immensely different. So now I want to cover the differences between real sugarcane juice and sugar water, or basically using refined sugar, whether it's refined brown sugar, refined coconut sugar, refined white sugar. Basically, once a product is refined, right, they're losing tons of nutrients in there. For example, this fresh sugarcane, these fresh sugarcane stalks here have living enzymes in it, right? Once sugarcane juice is boiled, which is one of the processes to make the crystals, you're losing all the enzymes. All the different nutrients diminish and are degraded. So the vitamins, the minerals, and more importantly, things that are super critical and important to me, the vitamins and the enzymes, and of course, the most nutritious part and the biggest benefit of the fresh sugarcane juice to me is not all that stuff, but it's the living water. We are 70 to 75% water, and if we're not eating foods with that high of water content, it's dehydrating us. And you could think, I'm getting the same thing by adding sugar to water. Well, yeah, then you got sugar water, but you don't have living water, structured water, how nature would want us to drink water, not some reconstituted, highly processed, packaged food that has the majority of the nutrients stripped out of it. Yes, it's high in carbohydrates, if that's your only focus, but I want you guys to be focused not on just the carbohydrates, but I want you guys to be focused more on whole foods and how can we get whole food sources of foods that contain plenty of carbohydrates, but also the other nutrients that, in my opinion, are very critical to your health in this day and age. Many standard Americans might focus on macronutrients, the protein, the fat, the carbs, and we can look at them and see what it's getting them, right? It's getting them diseases, in my opinion. It's getting them to be overweight and all these things, modern ailments of modern man, by focusing on fat, protein, and carbs. I don't care what ratio of fat, protein, and carbs, and there are some that are better than others, but what we really want to be doing is focus on the micronutrients, right? And that's why I drink the fresh sugarcane juice, and I will not drink basically this pea water. Actually, that's what it looks like now. And the sugarcane juice, you might be thinking, John, that's high in sugar. Well, this one's a lot more high in sugar because literally this is just sugar and water. And the fresh sugarcane juice, as you guys can see, it's green. This is only, depending on the research you believe, 11% to about 14, 15% max. Probably mostly around 13% sugar content. So, there's some sugar in there, but this is not like sweet by any means. It just tastes like a refreshing beverage to me. Like, soda is sweeter than this stuff. If you guys drink orange juice for breakfast, guess which one has more sugar? Sugarcane juice or orange juice? Orange juice has more sugar in it than sugarcane juice. Sugarcane juice is also low glycemic based on some of the research I've seen, and to me, tastes so delicious. Now let's talk about some of the other nutrients in the sugarcane juice here. We got the sugar, we got the water, the living structured water. We also got vitamins and minerals. And I want to stop there on the minerals for a second. The grass family of plants, which includes the sugarcane, absorbs probably the majority of the minerals as compared to other vegetables and standard fruits that are being sold to you guys. They can absorb up to 90 or more different minerals from what I hear. And it's very important to have these minerals in the soil so that the plant can uptake them, and then you can juice the plants and then get those minerals into you without having to take a Centrum A to Z of zinc or take any kind of supplements. And this is one of the reasons why I like to have a varied diet. If you notice, my diet's just not all blueberries or strawberries or fruits. I eat a diversity of things. I probably eat more different foods than any other person into raw foods that I know, and I believe this is one of the reasons why I'm able to sustain a healthy raw foods diet for the last 19 years. Well, other people may not be as thriving on a raw plant-based diet. Lots of variety, and whenever I got sugarcane, I'm gonna juice it up. Another benefit of the sugarcane juice is other nutrients in there besides just the standard vitamins and minerals, which many of you guys are familiar with, but it's antioxidants and polyphenols. And these foods, or these plant nutrients, basically are anti-aging and healing for us. The plant polyphenols are produced in the plant to protect the plant from nature, from bugs, from hot weather, from drying out, from all different kinds of things. And in my opinion, and based on the research I've seen, and there's several studies on plant polyphenols, antioxidants in sugarcane, and how it can help us heal certain ailments. And if you do a look up sugarcane juice benefits, you'll get all these websites with, it could help this, it could help that, it could help that. And I don't really care what it could help. I just care that you guys be drinking this stuff, because it will, in my opinion, increase your health over other things you could be drinking. Like, I would much rather drink sugarcane juice than coffee, fresh sugarcane juice than tea, fresh sugarcane juice than soda or packaged and bottled juices, right? You always you guys want to do good, better, best. If you can make your own sugarcane, grow your own sugarcane, hey, that's the best. If you can't, get a juicer, buy your sugarcane, hey, that's even great. And if you can't do that, well, there's some places that sell sugarcane juice, but that stuff can get quite expensive. Some other cool facts about the sugarcane juice is that in some studies I've seen online is that they use sugarcane juice as a protein supplement for some people. Think about it, right? Where do cows get their protein, right? They eat grass. That's because the grass has a lot of amino acids. The cows take the grass and then they make their own protein. So now you eat the cow, you get the grass secondhand, or the protein from the cow, which is from the grass. Unfortunately, most cows now are being fed GMO soy and corn, which I actually do not recommend for you or for cows. But the sugarcane is also grass. It is very rich in proteins, and that's why I believe it's used as a protein substitute in some instances. And I know, one of these days, hopefully my girlfriend or wife will be pregnant, and sugarcane juice is one of the things I will have her drink. There are studies where they say, they recommend basically sugarcane juice for pregnant women. A lot of things you can't eat or do if you're pregnant, but sugarcane juice is definitely not one of them from some research I've seen that was in Women's World magazine. Alright, so I think I'm getting thirsty, and it's good to drink your sugarcane juice up real quick. Generally, I like to drink my sugarcane juice within about 10 to 15 minutes after I make it, because sugarcane juice, unlike other common fruit and vegetable juices that can at least store, if made with a slow juicer like this, for up to 24 hours in your fridge, the sugarcane juice is a very volatile juice. Once you extract the nutrients from the fiber, it ferments very quickly. And just if you store this overnight in the fridge, it's going to taste different the next day and not quite as good. So what I want to do next is actually I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my technique for making a delicious, actually world's best lemonade that's going to taste real great and also allow you to store your sugarcane juice for up to 24, 48 hours max with minimal nutrient degradation. So let's go ahead and get into my awesome recipe next. Alright, so now we're going to show you guys how to make the world's best lemonade using only 2 ingredients. I mean, I'm not a big fan of standard lemonades because standard lemonades use like lemon juice, sugar, and water, right? And you guys know what sugarcane juice is. It's sugar and water, so all I need to add is one more ingredient, and that's some organic lemons. So when we juice the lemons with the sugarcane juice, basically we're adding a lot of citric acid. I mean, lemon juice is a preservative. The citric acid, the vitamin C, is going to help preserve the sugarcane juice so it lasts longer in your fridge, or if you're packing it up and going to be selling it. And also, it makes the sugarcane juice taste wonderful, like the best lemonade you've ever had. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a lemon that I've cut in half, carefully feed that into the machine. Whoop! It sprayed me in the face, man. And get that squeezed out. It's just going to come out the backside there, fully squeezed. We can maybe take it and squeeze it through another time. Right through, look at that, man. This thing not only juices sugarcanes, but it's very effective at the lemon juice. Juice 1 lemon, then we're going to go ahead and take a cane, shove that guy in there. Once again, it's coming out the backside, look at that, man. It's amazing sugarcane juicer. Juices it right up. I think I'm going to take that other half of lemon, and we're going to go ahead and fold this guy about in half. Feed that lemon in there real quick. And then feed this other half, the sugarcane, in there. Once again, put that lemon right through one more time. It's just squeezed out, man. And go ahead and put that sugarcane through. 3rd time's a charm. Last time, get the maximum juice out. I mean, this sugarcane's getting jacked up, man. It's just turning into like all fiber. Alright, there you go. That's how you make the most delicious lemonade in the whole world. Let's go ahead and turn the juicer off and show you guys what it tastes like. Alright, let's go ahead and check this out. And I want to show you guys this real quick. I mean, look at all the pulp that my strainer screen is catching. That's why I'm using a strainer screen. Man, that would have been all in the juice, which would not make for good juice. Let's go ahead and take this stuff. Look at that, man. It has a nice yellowish color. Pour this up. Man, nice, delicious, rich. Look at the more vibrant color, right? When I made this juice without the lemon, do you remember the darker color it had? Look at that, man. That looks a lot more like milky, green, yellow. Man, look at that. Oh, man. I mean, if you want to take this up a notch, you want your own natural Sprite, add some carbonated spring water to it to make the most delicious natural soda you've ever tasted. Now I get to enjoy some fresh lemonade made with only 2 ingredients: organic lemons and sugarcane. Wow. Man, you really, like, do you guys ever have like lemon heads or lemon drops when you're a kid, like the candy? That's what this stuff tastes like, man, with the full peel extract of the lemon and the sugarcane juice. I mean, this is the best lemonade I've ever tasted in my whole life. You gotta try this if you never had. So for the highest level of health, I want to encourage you guys to eat a diversity of foods and eat the closest you can as whole foods whenever you can. Of course, you can take sugarcane, chew up in your mouth and spit it out, but I don't got all day to be chewing sugarcane up, so I'm gonna go ahead and juice it. Get the nutritious goodness out of it, including the water, the vitamins, the minerals, the low percentage of sugar, the phytochemicals, also the chlorophyll. Can't forget about the chlorophyll. This is another green food. It is a grass. And it's, I mean, just nature's best packaging. Now I know some of you guys are thinking, John, you're removing the fiber, right? Well, there are 2 kinds of fiber: soluble and insoluble fiber, right? Soluble fiber is soluble in water. So even with sugarcane juice, you are getting soluble fiber. And, you know, I don't know about you, but I'm definitely not eating this fiber. That'd not be too fun, nor would it taste too good. I'll be getting my fiber tonight in my nice large salad that I'll be eating for dinner. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode, learning how to make your own fresh sugarcane juice and your own natural lemonade. Sugarcane juice is probably my second favorite beverage in the whole world for hydration after the coconut water. Once again, my name is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables, including grasses. They're always the best. All right, so let's see what kind of produce we got next. Oh, I think we got all organic produce coming up next. Next box we got right here. Coming right out. Take a look at these guys.